Alright you guys, I hope you enjoyed the food portion of this video, what I ate in a week, and all of the delicious food. Now trust me when I say that obviously everyone's taste bud is different. For me, I just love everything on our menu. Obviously, I wouldn't put it on there if I didn't love it. So all of the menu items have been very carefully tested and made sure that it was delicious. If you look at our reviews on Happy Cow or Google, they are pretty good, guys. So if you've ever eaten at SaVeg Cafe and you want to leave us a review, that would be greatly appreciated. You can review us on Happy Cow or Google, maybe even on TripAdvisor, I'm not sure. But if you enjoyed yourself, please take a few seconds to leave us a great review, and that's how people can find our cafe. Now let's move on to some frequently asked questions. How did it all start? A lot of people ask me, how did you open up a cafe? What did you do? What is the process? And I feel a little bit guilty because, you know, I kind of went into it easily. Okay, so I was not the one that was like, let's find a location, let's do this. It wasn't like something that happened from scratch. It wasn't like, I want to open a cafe. It was more like, here is this location, let's turn it into a vegan cafe. So let me explain. Let me give you the full on history. So back in, I think 2014, I believe. I could be wrong. Back in 2014-ish, my mother acquired this cafe. She basically bought this location, this cafe. It was not called SaVeg Cafe. It was something else before that was located inside a gym. So this little cafe was basically the cafe for the gym. She bought it from a friend of hers. So it was an existing business that she purchased. So she started to run it herself with my brother. And in the beginning, it was fine, I believe, but very soon after, the economy just crashed. The economy basically crashed because of the oil prices back in 2014, and Alberta, which is the province that we live in, is very, very sensitive to oil prices because the economy is built on oil and gas. So when the oil prices tank, basically the entire economy tanks. So the economy basically tanked, okay? By the way, the cafe was not a vegan cafe. It was just a regular smoothie cafe with some rice bowls. Again, not vegan, and it was just a regular cafe in a gym. So most of the clientele were either the gym members or people that were working around that area. So office workers around that area. Now, when the economy crashed, unfortunately, a lot of the offices moved, or a lot of people were laid off during that time. And again, a lot of people are not going to want to buy lunch every day. All of these factors basically played a role in this cafe becoming a lot more slow and basically a lot less customers coming through the door. What happened was that not soon after my mom acquired this business, it kind of tanked, okay? She kept it going, bless her, she kept it going. I was in London during this time. I was just working and living in London for 2 years, and then when I moved back in 2016, my mom's business was still there, but it was kind of barely surviving. It was barely breaking even, but you know, she didn't want to let it go because obviously she had invested money into it. So initially, I kind of helped out by kind of working just like at lunchtime, because she was there by herself at this point because my brother had to go and get a job because the cafe was just not doing well for the both of them. So he had to go and make some money. So my mom was just sat there by herself, and you know, it was very, very slow, and it was just hard, okay? So I kind of helped out like at lunch hour and things like that. So I kind of started to get a feel of the location and the cafe and like how things were, and I started to get these ideas, and I started thinking, we need to specialize in something, right? Like this cafe needs something special because there's no reason for anyone to come here unless they are close by, essentially. That was the only clientele, because otherwise, why would anyone come to this random cafe in this random gym in not even in core of downtown? It's kind of like a little bit out of the way. Like, why would anyone find their way here? It makes no sense. So I started thinking that, of course, me being vegan and me having this vegan thing and also having a business degree, I started thinking about the business side of things and the marketing and all that stuff. I started just really thinking that like we need to change something. And you know, there's a bit of resistance. You know, it's obviously it's hard to like make changes, things like that. But eventually, I think at the end of 2016, it would have been the end of 2017. The end of 2017. Oh my God, did we have it running for, oh my God, when did I come back? By the end of 2017, I started really thinking that this is such a waste of a location. You know, we own this location, or my mom owns this location. It's a pretty decent space. There could be so much more that could be done with it. And I just started really, really thinking, and I just kind of thought, like, I can't remember when this was, but I remember one day I was sitting in the kitchen and like for me, it wasn't really a problem for me because I could always work from my laptop. So even when it was slow, I could sit there and like work on my laptop and things like that. So I did that quite a bit. So I was working on my laptop and I was just thinking like, just like a light bulb went in my head. And I thought about this kind of before, but I never thought of actually taking over the cafe or like being a co-owner of a cafe. I always just kind of threw out ideas, and then of course my mom, she's not like 20 something or 30 something, so it's not like in her mind to be like, oh, I'm an entrepreneur, which is totally, that makes sense, okay? So I was thinking, I'm like, why don't I offer to take co-ownership and really get involved and really just turn this thing around and turn it into a vegan cafe. So then I realized if I take co-ownership, there's a few things that could be solved. Number one, I could help my mom, run the business. It's not easy running a business by yourself. Number two, it solves the whole differentiator aspect. It makes this cafe special. It makes it different. It makes it something that people would actually travel to. Okay, because obviously there's a limited number of vegan establishments. So it would make this a niche cafe. It's not like any other cafe anymore. It would also be something that I would be passionate about since obviously I'm a vegan and I want to spread this message and I want to feed people vegan food. And, I've always thought about like, oh, like maybe one day I'll own a vegan cafe, like that kind of thing that kind of runs through your mind. And I'm like, why don't I take this opportunity and do this? And especially since I have this platform where I can share and I can promote this cafe and people can come and eat. And it's just like, it just clicked one day. It just clicked. I have this platform where I talk about other brands and other businesses and promote other brands and other businesses. And I'm like, why don't I promote my own business and get people to come to this cafe? And it's like a win-win situation. So this was like literally, I want to say like beginning of December of 2017. Oh my God, this was like last year, you guys. This was like literally around this time last year, maybe a little bit before. I can't remember. But essentially, it was like last year. Okay, I can't believe it was last year because I feel like so much has happened in 1 year. Like it's hard for me to like think, oh, it was only a year ago that all of this came into my mind. Oh my God, this is like getting to be a long story time. Okay, so this could have been a really good like mukbang anyways. So then I kind of came up with this plan. And then I basically told my mom at this point, because like at this point we had nothing to lose, okay? I'm not even gonna lie, we had nothing to lose. Like our business was not doing very well. It was very, very slow and I could only see it going up, right? I could only see it improving. Yeah, it would be a lot of work, I knew that, but I could only see it going up. I could only see it improving. There could be no other way. So I went up to my mom, I told her the idea, she agreed almost immediately, and then we just kind of ran with it and we're like, why don't we just launch in January? So literally we had like a month to basically get everything together and like change everything up and come up with the menu items and everything. And I mean, luckily we already had smoothies, so all we had to do was change up the milks to non-dairy milks. We had to change the protein powder and we came up with a few breakfast items. We already have coffee. So it wasn't like a complete transition, but yeah, it was still a transition. Nonetheless, we redecorated a few things. That happened last year and we launched January. That is how it all happened. Yeah, crazy, right? What is it like to run a cafe? It's busy. It's a lot. So because it's a small business and because it's me and my mom, essentially. The first month that we opened, it was literally just me and my mom. My dad helped a lot, actually. And it was very busy because it was like I built up a lot of excitement, so a lot of people came and it was very busy. So we ended up hiring people almost immediately after a month. So yeah, we've had help, which has been fantastic, and now we have 3 members of staff, so they help out a lot. So now we've come to a point where we're a little bit more relaxed than before. Before we were doing a lot of things ourselves. Now we're kind of learning a little bit more at a time to delegate more and all that stuff. So it's a process. I think it's with anything, there's a learning curve. So we're learning, we're going, we're growing. What's happening? I don't know. It's definitely fun. It's definitely stressful at times. It's nice to like see people enjoying the food. Like I love when people come in and like have a really good experience. That's just warms my heart. You know when you like feed someone something and they really like it? It's such a good feeling. So it's like that, but like at your own cafe, imagine that. like strangers coming in and eating your food. I mean, it's just, and it's vegan food and it just warms my heart and soul. What is my role at the cafe? Like I mentioned, me and my mom are co-owners. We have different specialties, if you will. I do all the advertising, essentially. I do all of the social media, obviously, and kind of like the website stuff, all of the web digital stuff. Now I have a bit of help from my brother who helps me post things on social media and stuff. But yeah, I am in charge of the social media and advertising, marketing, all of that stuff. And I mean, we all do a little bit of everything. My mom usually spends the time in the kitchen. If she's there, she's in the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? If me and her are both there, I will be at the cashier and I'll be making drinks and things like that. And she'll be cooking. What else do I do? My mom does the shopping when it comes to like going to the groceries and stuff like that. My dad helps out with that. I do anything like online orders and, you know, just basically, I don't know what I do. Okay, I do a little bit of everything, you know? I work behind the counter as well. I am there at least, when am I there? Like 3 days a week at least. And yeah, so when I'm there, I work behind the counter and I do basically everything behind the counter too. Because thanks to my staff and my mom and everyone working hard, it has taken a lot off of me because, as you know, I got this thing going on too. I got my YouTube thing going on, which takes up most of my time. So I don't have time to be like, you know, at the cafe all the time. So it's good to have some help. Okay. Who came up with the menu? A lot of people ask this. Who came up with the menu? We came up with the menu together, and sometimes we think of new things. So for example, the japchae, the Korean glass noodles, that's my mom, completely my mama. Like I mentioned, she makes the best japchae. So I think she mentioned, like, should we have japchae? And I was like, yes. How special. I came up with the idea. She came up with the recipe. Filet-O-Fish with me. Hi guys. I also came up with the poke bowl. Which is my little baby. I'm proud of that. What else? What else is on our menu? Bibimbap was my mama. Tofu veggie rice bowl, mama. Sweet chili smoked tofu wrap. That was like kind of half our ideas. I also came up with the Benny idea. That was, oh, and the breakfast bagel. I think the breakfast items, that was all me. Although before we did have, my mom had a breakfast burrito on the menu that wasn't vegan. So I thought, oh, we should veganize that and just make a breakfast burrito with scrambled tofu instead of egg. So that's how I came up with that. Sometimes we'll have specials and things like that. So yeah, we kind of like came up with things together, but like my mama is the master chef, you know what I'm saying? I'm just the one that pretends. What's your favorite item on the menu? Oh my gosh, guys. People always come up and they always ask like, what do you recommend? What do you recommend? And I'm just like, girl, you are asking the wrong person. Honestly, I can honestly say that I love everything on our menu and it just depends on my mood and what I'm feeling. But I would say that I crave the Benny the most. I always want the Benny. So I think my favorite breakfast item for sure is the Benny. Close second would be the burrito, just because I love everything in a wrap. What can I say? For the main menu items, I definitely have I either have the bibimbap or the poke bowl the most, simply because they're just healthy, lots of veggies, and they're so delicious as well. I think my favorite right now, like what I can say right now, is the poke bowl. That one's probably my favorite, but japchae and How Special are close seconds. But I also love the tofu veggie rice bowl. This is not helpful. Yeah, basically everything is delicious, okay? It's hard for me to say which one is the best. The burger is also so good, you guys. Sometimes I just like crave that burger. Out of the wraps, I prefer the sweet chili smoked tofu wrap just because I think it's a bit different and it's unique and I love smoked tofu. So that's, out of the two wraps, that's what I would choose. When are you open? Guys, we're open 7 days a week. Unfortunately, we can't open in the evenings because we are inside the gym and the gym closes for the evening, usually at 8 o'clock. So the hours I will put here. But yeah, we are open 7 days a week now. We used to be open Monday through Saturday. Now we are also open on Sundays, so you can come in for a nice Sunday brunch. Breakfast is available until 11 on weekdays and 12 on weekends. Will you open more locations? People ask me this all the time. Now, I have no plans at the moment simply because running one YouTube channel is already kind of stretching me out thin. You know, I'm one person, you know? Who knows, right? Maybe in the future, let me save some money and I can, you know, throw some money into different locations potentially. But yeah, it's a lot of work, guys. It's not easy. It's not just what you see in the front. It's like, basically when you open your own business or when you have your own business, you're gonna be working around the clock. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's a lot, but I'm having fun, and maybe one day there will be more. If I do end up opening another location, I would like to do something different, like something, you know, that serves slightly different market, maybe like vegan junk food, or like I'm thinking vegan junk food. Okay, I don't know what you're thinking, but I'm thinking vegan junk food. That would probably be the next thing. Or a vegan pub. Vegan pub. That would be so fun. A vegan bar. I always get ideas like this in my head, and I just wish I could execute it all. You know what I mean? So what is our philosophy? Basically, I want to make vegan food accessible, affordable, and delicious for everyone, not just for vegans. We focus on home style cooking, making a lot of things from scratch, including a lot of our sauces, and just making everything just seem like your mama made it, you know, if your mama was my mama. You know what I'm saying? So we wanted to make the food quick. We're very, very quick with our food. It's kind of like fast food that is slow food. It's like fast, slow food, if you will. It's a lot of care that goes into the dishes, but we can prepare it very quickly, so it's very convenient. Yeah, so it's essentially home style cooking made with a lot of love and care. All right, you guys, so that is it for this video. I hope you found this interesting and informative. I hope you liked the what I ate in a week cafe version. And if you've ever visited our cafe and if you enjoyed your experience, please leave us a nice review on Google or Happy Cow. It would be so greatly appreciated. It really helps us a lot. We've got a lot of people coming from all over the world that come thanks to Google and Happy Cow. So yeah, if you leave your reviews, then that helps us a lot. And for anyone that wants to ever come by, I welcome you with open arms. We are located in the Beltline district of downtown Calgary in Canada. We are very close to the Rocky Mountains, so make a trip of it. Go to the Rockies. Go to Banff. Banff is very famous. We're about an hour and a half away from Banff, so you can make a trip of it. So come by our cafe if you ever happen to stumble upon this location. If you want more information, like I mentioned, all of our links will be down below, including our website, which has our menu, as well as our Instagram page and our Facebook page. So give us a follow if you can, and thank you so much for watching. If you're new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!